What's up everyone, it's your girl Shay here and welcome to my channel if you are new, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. As you can see by the title of today's video, I'm talking about manga, and specifically this topic is manga that I thought I would dislike but honestly ended up loving. Now this is due to different reasons. Sometimes it's due to it being a genre that I didn't think that I would enjoy, or just due to the fact that I saw the anime and thought the manga was going to be exactly the same, or just because of the fact I was used to the main story, so reading a spin-off didn't originally appeal to me. So I know we've all done this before. We've all came across a manga or heard about a manga and heard about how good it is, but we were kind of skeptical. But we decided to take the chance anyway and started reading it, and then realized that this manga was amazing. So here are pretty much 5 mangas that I basically felt that way about. So 2 of them are digital kind of mangas that I ended up reading, and the other 3 are physical mangas that I actually own. So let's get started with this list. The first one I have on this list is My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Now I read this during a readathon, and basically what it's about is about a boy by the name of Koichi who doesn't have the best quirk in the world. His quirk is like a slide and glide, but he's always wanted to be a hero, but since his quirk kind of makes him look a little bit like a cockroach, well, he didn't exactly do hero school, but he starts doing heroism, you know, around the city, but he doesn't exactly have a hero's license. So basically it's about him going around with 2 other characters by the name of Pop, another one that they call Old Man at the beginning of the series, who pretty much go around town and they're going after these bad guys that they feel like the heroes aren't really touching at the moment, or aren't pretty much going after. And like I said, at first, this was one of those series that I was kind of like, I don't know if I really want to read this, but it was a part of a readathon, and after kind of reading the synopsis and kind of what it was about, it sounded a little bit interesting, but I didn't think that I would enjoy it the way that I have. Even after the readathon has been over, I'm still keeping up with the series currently. I had a part of my May TBR of what I was going to read for the month of May, and it's just an amazing manga, and I highly recommend it. It's something that, to me, it's a manga definitely to read if you love My Hero Academia and you want to learn more about other characters that are involved within the series, and also to kind of see what it's like if you are someone in the city who is a vigilante and not like, you know, a main hero. So yeah, definitely recommend checking it out. But like I said, it's a series that I didn't think I would like, but I ended up enjoying. So the next series I have on this list is Suzuka. So I put Suzuka on this list because, like many of you guys know, I actually ended up watching this anime years ago, and the anime wasn't that great. I wasn't a fan of it. I didn't like the main female lead. I thought the whole issue, or the whole premise of the issue that was going on throughout the series, just wasn't good. So basically what this series is about a girl by the name of Suzuka and a boy by the name of Akitsuki, who Akitsuki ends up moving to Tokyo to go to a pretty prestigious high school. You know, that's basically what he's there for. And pretty much he sees Suzuka, who is on the track team, and he immediately falls in love with her. But Suzuka doesn't exactly feel the same. So the series pretty much is like a weird, you know, kind of just their basic high school days, you know, the love relationship between Suzuka and Akitsuki, the jealousness that happens when Suzuka realizes that Akitsuki kind of starts to move on and isn't really liking her as much and kind of starts dating someone else. You know, the issue that we all go through when we start dating someone, but then we kind of still like someone else and we just can't get away from that person. Overall, the manga was much better. The biggest issue that went on in the anime turns out to be such a small issue in the manga that it just kind of like is glossed over a little bit. But that didn't mean that the series was boring or anything like that. It was just exciting to read that. It was exciting to read about high schoolers' lives and the drama that they go through, and realizing that I've been in their shoes before. So I definitely recommend reading it, especially for those that have watched the anime and wasn't the biggest fan, because it's actually pretty good. You know, I definitely recommend reading it. I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, so those are pretty much the digital manga that I have read. But now let's get into the physical manga that I own and didn't think I was gonna like at first, which is a huge chance that you take when you go to the bookstore and buy something that you didn't think you would like before. So granted, I will say that 2 of the mangas I have on this list, actually I don't really own. Like, I didn't actually go out and buy them. They're actually my fiance's, and they were mangas that he actually recommended to me that I was kind of unsure about. So the first one I have on this list is Lovehina. So as many of you guys know, once again, just like Suzuka, I had watched the Lovehina anime and was not a fan. And my fiance wasn't either. But my fiance owns the entire series, so literally during 2020, when everything was kind of crazy and kind of shut down, he was like, hey, why don't you read Lovehina? And I was like, maybe not. And he's like, no, do it. The manga is actually a lot better than the anime. So I figured, why not? And so basically the premise of this manga of Lovehina, basically about a boy by the name of Taree, who ends up moving to Tokyo because he's trying to get into Tokyo U. And he's trying to get into Tokyo U because of a promise that he made years ago when he was a kid with a girl whom he doesn't completely remember. So he ends up moving into basically a girl's boarding house, and it's his aunt, or it was his grandmother's actually, and his aunt works there at the moment. And basically he's doing a lot of chores around there and doing a lot of the upkeep around there while also trying to get into Tokyo U, which he has failed at getting into like 2 or 3 times. So he meets all the girls there, and it's basically all the havoc that happens with him living there, along with you yourself, the reader, and him also trying to figure out this mystery of who is this girl that he made this promise to, and also will he ever get into Tokyo U. But I enjoyed this a lot. Now I will say, honestly, I feel like with the manga, I laughed out loud a lot more reading the manga than I did watching the anime. And to me, the manga just made things a lot more interesting. A lot of the jokes in the manga kind of came off a lot easier and a lot funnier compared to the jokes that were in the anime that just kind of felt a little bit flat. So yeah, like I said, I didn't think I would enjoy this because of the fact that I didn't enjoy the anime. And I just thought the manga was just going to be kind of just a longer version of the anime. So I wasn't interested in, wasting my time reading something that's just a longer version of something that I didn't like. But I was very much surprised, and I ended up enjoying it a lot more than I thought I did. And I also recommend it just as well as Suzuka. I recommend them if you have seen the anime and didn't like them. But yeah, Lovehina, at first didn't think I would like it, but ended up loving it. Next series I have on this list is also a series that took me a long time to actually decide to read. Once again, it was recommended to me by my fiance, and I wasn't exactly excited about reading it, but then finally decided why not, took a chance and decided reading it. And that series is Azumagadayo. Now, I didn't know anything about Azumagadayo. I had never seen the anime, never heard of the manga, but my fiance owned this one. And he was like, it's really funny. I definitely recommend reading it. And I was like, just kind of on the fence about it. And then finally one day while I was over at his house, I was like, okay, I'm gonna read Azumagadayo. Is it okay if I borrow it? And he said, sure. So I borrowed it, read it, and absolutely loved it. Basically, it's about these group of girls here you see on this picture. They're all in the exact same class. And basically, it's like the havoc that happens while they're in school is really funny. And it reminded me so much of Lucky Star. And I loved Lucky Star. It's one of my favorite animes. I still love watching it. I still love rewatching it and going back and watching some of my favorite episodes. So Azumagadayo really reminded me of that. And I have to say that the manga is hilarious, and I definitely recommend watching the anime. So this was a manga that as soon as I started reading it and saw how funny it was, I couldn't put it down. I just had to finish it. And I think I finished it so quickly, and then I immediately went and watched the anime, which is literally just as funny as the manga. So definitely recommend reading this, because I just, like I said, I didn't think that I would like it, but I loved it so much. So yeah. Read Azumagadayo, such a good manga, definitely recommend it. So the last manga I have on this list is one that falls into the category of being a manga that was a part of a genre or a part of a subject matter, probably more so genre that I never thought that I would really read before. I had seen anime kind of in this genre, so reading a manga about this was kind of, new to me. But it was around Halloween season, like around October or like September-ish, I think, when I bought this manga, because I had kind of started to see it everywhere. So I decided to take a chance and see what it was all about. And that manga is Uzumaki. Now, I had talked about this manga a lot. I remember I had put it on my TBR, I think, for October, and I did a reading vlog about me reading this. And I have to say, I enjoyed this so much. Now, I know some people are like, you love it, but why were you so apprehensive about reading it? Like I said, it was pretty much due to the fact of the genre that it was. And it's kind of a little more of a horror genre-ish manga. So basically what it's about this girl that was in this town, and these things called spirals start happening. It's like all these kind of like short stories that start happening in this town, and it can be kind of on the gory side, some of the images, but overall it's such a good manga, and I definitely recommend reading it, especially if you're someone like myself that isn't the biggest fan of thriller. Like I don't like really, or like horror, I guess I could say I'm not the biggest fan of like horror movies and stuff like that, but for some reason this is so good. And Junji Ito does a great way of just taking these stories and to me just making them so good. Like I don't know a better way to explain it. So I definitely do plan to read more of his works in the future. Sorry, can't say that word. But yeah, definitely plan to read more of his works in the future. And I, like I said, if you're someone who's never taken a chance on the horror genre of manga, I definitely recommend doing it because you will not be disappointed. So yeah, those are the 5 mangas that I ended up enjoying that I originally thought that I wouldn't. And so of course, like always, I do want to know in the comments below, what is a manga or anime that you thought you wouldn't enjoy, but you ended up enjoying a lot because it was just that good and that you were just so shocked. So yeah, comment below your thoughts about that. Let me know what you think of this video, and of course please comment below any suggestions you guys have for future videos. I have linked below all my social media accounts. I have an Instagram, I have a Twitter, I have a TikTok, and I also have a blog as well. My TikTok and my Instagram, I post reels / TikToks on there of anime and manga that I finished, so like little mini reviews. So please feel free to follow me on there. And of course, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. This just gives me an idea of what you guys like and what you guys don't like. And also please subscribe if you haven't already, because a lot of you guys watch my videos, but you're not subscribed. So if you see yourself checking out my videos, please just subscribe. We would love to have you a part of our lovely community, or my lovely community, But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. I will see you guys on Saturday with a brand new video. And like I always tell you guys, stay positive, stay nerdy in today's day and age, stay healthy, and of course, please stay safe. All right, you guys, bye.